Hi, everybody. It's the Empowered Target. I am enclosed in my little mylar cave. There's just I made like a little canopy of it. I feel like I'm living in a war zone. I still can't believe I have to do this. You know, I don't know if any of you remember the movie The Boy in the Glass Bubble with John Travolta. Not to lose my sense of humor, but that's what I feel like. I feel like the girl in the mylar bubble. I live in a cave. And I have to say, the perpetrators who are watching every move I make are getting off on this because they see all the protections that I'm putting in place, and I'm still getting hit. But this is really, I have to have protection. That's how hard I'm getting hit, how often I'm getting hit. This morning, I had an appointment to get my taxes done, and I had an errand to run after that, and I was almost radiated out of the store. And I knew who was doing it. I could see who was doing it. And it's to the point where I look like a creature from outer space because I have to keep myself wrapped up. And because of the cybersecurity breach, because of the hacking of my life and everything, I'm afraid and I don't want to buy things online because I'll have to put my debit card in there and I don't want to risk that. So, you know, I'm trying to do as much homemade stuff as possible, but, you know, people give me looks because I'm wrapped, and I make up a little story about why, and, you know, then I try to act as normal as possible. But this is insane. And I don't want to normalize it, and I don't want anybody else to normalize what's going on because I see that happening in my neighborhood. The number one red flag that something is going on is the drastic change in pattern of behavior. Everything has changed. And it started at about 2019, where literally I felt like I was entering the Twilight Zone. That's how different everything was. I mean, it was just a silent, sudden, unexpected, unwarranted attack. So one day you're just going about your business, and the next day, all hell breaks loose. And that's pretty much what happened. And, but I've noticed how everybody is normalizing all this really psychotic, crazy, insane stuff going on. So, for an example, all the things that I've noticed, I know everybody else is noticing. I mean, there's constant drones and weird lights in the sky and planes and helicopters, and you think they don't see that? If I see it, I know they do. But not once have I seen people standing outside looking at the sky going, what the hell's going on? It looks like a war zone in the sky around here. And not one person says anything. Not one person has reported it. Because if they had, it would have stopped. There'd be an investigation. So that tells me they know what's going on. The other stuff that nobody is acknowledging that they're normalizing are all these strangers parked in front of their house, sitting in their cars for long periods of time on their phone. Now, I'm a single woman alone, so that raises a red flag. When somebody is sitting in front of my house on their phone, in their car, for a long period of time, I wouldn't call the police. I'd go out there and talk to them, and I've done it. In the beginning, when I was first targeted, I would go outside, and I'd knock on the window and say, what exactly are you doing in front of my house on your phone? Because that's strange behavior. That's not something that should be normalized. If it happens once, no big deal. but it was happening over and over and over and over again. And for me, in the beginning, the neighbors that lived 2 doors down, they were telling all of their friends to pick them up and drop them off in front of their house, in front of my house. That was just part of the harassment. So I knew that some of those people that were sitting there, not only were they hacking into my security cameras and probably, I don't know what was going on back then, but I knew that they were waiting for the criminals that lived 2 doors down for them to come out. And I just got in their face and I said, you need to move on. And they'd say, well, we're just waiting for Katie. I'm like, you can wait in front of her house. This is my house. And don't forget it. And get your car off my grass. You know, it was that kind of stuff. So I'll just face them down. I don't waste my time calling the police because it's something I can handle myself. And the one thing that I do know about these people is they are scared to death of confrontation. They don't care for confrontation. And they don't think I have the courage to get right in their face, and they've been proven wrong several times. So, but the normalization of such abnormal behavior is really the red flag that lets me know that everybody knows what's going on. Because I am not the only single woman in this neighborhood. And on my street, there are several older women that live alone. And I see strangers sitting in front of their house in their cars, and they do nothing. They do nothing. They don't question it. They don't question things that need to be questioned. Because we live in a world where you need to protect yourself, especially if you're a woman. There's a lot of crazy people out there. But to normalize destroying your neighbor's property, your neighbor of 20 years' home, your neighbor's reputation, and your neighbor's health. To be involved in all of that and acting like it's just business as usual, no big deal, I will not allow them to normalize such criminal, abusive behavior. That's one thing I won't do. And they do a lot of whining and complaining because I walk through the neighborhood recording videos. Let me just tell you this, and this is spoken to all the people that want to whine about that. You're hacking into my cameras. You've been doing it for 7 years. You're hacking into my life. Shut your mouth. I'll do what I want. Because what I'm doing is not against the law, but what you're doing is against the law. That's just my opinion. That's how I feel about it. But I do not and will not tolerate normalizing the sickest crimes against women, crimes against humanity, blatant discrimination, blatant hate, and blatant vigilantism. They have normalized all of it. There is not one sign that any single person within view of where I live and within view of my cameras disagrees or questions any of these psycho things that are going on. The constant deliveries. That never used to happen. I've been here 20 years. Constant deliveries. That's new. That started when I was targeted. And as a targeted individual, you probably all know who the delivery people are because you're used to the same thing. But they don't question that. So that's my message. I will not tolerate anybody normalizing this sick, sadistic, abnormal behavior. But that's part of this program. It's just act like, it's no big deal. Because that's the way they want to make me look crazy. Yet I have video after video after video of psychotic, crazy, abnormal, irrational behavior. And I know that I'm not the only one who sees it. So that's part of the game. That's part of their plan. And I'm hanging in there. And I hope all of you are hanging in there as well. And please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Hit that like button. it's a daily saga because there's something new and different going on every day. And I'm going to stay on top of it to the best of my ability. So y'all take care, stay safe and sane. Till next time.